So baking ID is done, but before I jump in completely, I'm going to do one final checkup of the UVs just to be sure. Might adjust a few more things. So I'm going into these materials here, and I'm going to pick a quick checker to see if everything is matching up in terms of tiling. I just want to see what the pixel ratio on some of these parts will be. I'm going to assign this. It looks really tiny. There's some array effects. I'm just looking at the pixel density. It's again, I've set this to 2048 by 1024. So every square of the checker represents 4 pixels. So it looks pretty good. I'm not too worried about the density. So I'm going to open up the editor, and annoyingly it forgets about your 2:1 layout from now to now. So you have to go back in and change that around. So it is not really showing me the size of the checker, so I'm just going to manually go in. As you can see, it's capped at 2048, so I can't really go bigger, which is a bit annoying. Looking at tile bitmap, if I can get it to work like that. And it's really refusing to show me the actual thing at its pixel density. So what I'm going to do is just reduce this a bit. I think it doesn't really like working with such small sizes of checkers, and there we go, we can see this. So yeah, this sort of looks okay. Again, see if I put this back to 1. It's not actually using this tiling thing, which is a bit annoying as well, but at least I can change the brightness so it looks a bit bearable to look at. So that done. So we're going to have 8 pixels per part here, and what I mainly want to do is space certain things that have been packed together, perhaps a bit tight, space them out slightly more. Just to make sure that I don't really have any problems with that when going for the actual baking. The only issue that we really have here is that my UV editor is running a tad slow because of the complexity of this mesh. It seems like 3ds Max doesn't really like meshes of this complexity being unwrapped. So I'm mainly just going to move some parts out here and there. Like, I think the gun is important that I give it a little bit more breathing room, because it's one of the more visible, detailed pieces. Just going to grab some of this, move it around. We can really keep doing this for a very long time. I'm not going to try and spend too much time on it. It really is up to you to do this. This also sort of depends a bit on texture resolution. I'm not super worried by it, but I think it doesn't hurt for certain pieces to do this. See, some of these are also look okay. Just utilizing the space we have to make sure that things are just not sitting closer together than they actually should. Which is a bit of a difficult thing, really. I mean, you've got a ton of stuff to pack in there, but once you've settled on an actual scale, then yeah, you need to make sure you're actually working with that. The spline piece, which I've packed up here, I'm going to move those around. These things also a little bit. So I'll move that one up. So we can keep going for a while, just skipping ahead now and then a bit here. And slightly annoyed by how slow Max is working. But I think you're starting to see the point of what we're exactly doing here. The main point is just increasing the padding value between things slightly more. So in general, a lot of these parts are looking okay. But that should be it, and I think we can dive into our test bake in the next video.